Now to the details. The Supreme Court has dismissed the long-shot attempt by former PNP candidate Paul Buchanan to overturn the result of the September 3 general election in West Central St. Andrew. Buchanan was soundly beaten by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness by more than 2,000 votes in the election. Since then, he has pursued a legal campaign seeking to bring into doubt the legitimacy of the result. But the Supreme Court ruled on Monday that he failed to meet the legal threshold to seek judicial review of the constituted authority's decision in the matter. Mahira Stewart has the details.
Justice Sonia Wint Blair has denied Buchanan leave to proceed with his judicial review claim. The matter centered on the constituted authority's September 30 ruling that Buchanan's allegations of election day irregularities did not justify voiding the election won by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Buchanan had written to the authority on September 16, submitting several affidavits which he claimed demonstrated serious breaches that compromised the fairness of the election. He asked the body to approach the election court under Section 52A of the Representation of the People Act. But the authority found that the affidavits lacked crucial detail and failed to establish that the election was conducted so badly as to substantially distort or subvert the process of a free and fair election as required by Section 37E of the Election Petition Act. Buchanan's legal team argued that he had provided abundant evidence of irregularities and that the authority acted unreasonably. They maintained that even a single serious irregularity could void an election. But the authority's attorneys said Parliament had granted the body clear discretion to determine whether a request should be pursued. They pointed out that the affidavit evidence contained gaps and that the authority's written reasons demonstrated a careful and lawful assessment. Justice Wint Blair agreed, ruling that the authority's decision-making process was sound and that the evidence before her did not meet, let alone surmount, the legal threshold required for judicial review. Judicial review, the judge explained, examines the process, not whether she as the judge would have reached a different conclusion. The court also held that Buchanan failed to justify why judicial review was more appropriate than an election petition, which is an alternative remedy he could have pursued within 21 days of the election result. Buchanan did not file such a petition, and the statutory time frame has now expired. Justice Wint Blair stressed that in election matters, time is of the essence. She suggested that it was unlikely that Buchanan's argument would survive a knockout blow should judicial review be granted. She notes that there is a need for finality in electoral matters. According to the justice, this protects the legitimacy, integrity, and certainty of resolutions concerning electoral disputes. The judge concluded that the case had no realistic prospect of success and therefore refused leave for judicial review. She made no order as to costs. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
There is no case law in Jamaica that gives the Accompong Maroons the right of